think does it, so it's like, we say to the people, at any time, for any reason, no matter what, you can say stop, and we'll stop instantly, and we can reassess the situation, and we can call it for the day if need be. To the gentleman's comment to my right or left here in the grey jumper, you, sir, on the comment you made about bringing another person to set with you, I think that in itself is going to be difficult for a lot of companies, because like for us, we run a closed set to keep boyfriends and husbands and girlfriends off the set, because you run into a situation of jealousy, and it can make it for a very difficult situation, and if you like. So, but the other part of recording it as far as an audio or a video, I think again you're going to run into some issues for us. It's OnlyFans and Fan Central and people trying to monetize on your scenes, so it's hard for us to okay that. But I think as the performer, you're going to have to make that choice. Look, is this a reputable company? Do I know them? Do other people that I know and respect in the industry know them? Or is it just some person with a camera who's DM'd me on Twitter, who's up and coming, and they've got 20 followers and
Right.
30 photos of them getting hacked.
But it also comes down to how badly I need the money.
No, I understand what you're saying, and it's the lady's comment on the right there, the brown hair, I don't know your name, sorry. Not you, the one, you're lovely as well. I wasn't trying to give
I'm not trying to muscle in on
But
moment.
no, somebody made a comment earlier saying that, if you say no enough times that the companies won't hire you. I don't believe that to be true. I think some companies will, but other companies won't, right? Like we're never gonna put someone in a situation where it's like, look, we're shooting anal scene, and the girl says, look, I did do anal in the past, but I just have had so many bad experiences, I'd like not to do anal. It's like, sure, that's fine. We'll shoot something else. Like, we had a girl, we use a lot of weird makeup and stuff. I'm not trying to take all the time, but it'll be real quick. And we were doing a scene where we were sticking stickers all over people's faces, right? Because they look cool and whatnot. And the girl came to set and she said, look, I don't know if you know this about me, but I just, on my no list, I don't let people stick stickers or things on my face because I find it degrading. And so we're like, absolutely understand that the scene called for it. So we sent her home. We did give her a kill fee, and we would shoot. We haven't, but we would shoot her again. It wasn't like we were so offended by the comment that we blacklisted her off the top. So all I'm saying is.
But I think the fear is that they will get blacklisted, especially if they're new, right?
Sure,
that they're not going to get invited back, or that people might not want to hire them at other companies. Like the industry's talking,
right? Sorry, I just cleaned off your room there.
I think it's fine.
Well, it does seem to me that the conversation continues to need to be had about best practices for producers and companies. And that there's a huge amount of responsibility for folks who are trying to produce ethical porn to advertise that, not just to their client base, but also to the performer base, and continue to make a virtue of that. I mean, there's always going to be unscrupulous actors in any business, right? But as more and more people are willing to push into the space and say, look, the only way that I'm willing to do this is if we, treat our people well, and we can put really hot fucking on film without hurting anybody along the way. So it's lovely to hear people speak up about that, and I would just have that all over your website and praise it to the skies, and make it a point. It just reflects for
creates
people.
better content too.
Well, it creates great content, and it just keeps pushing it out there that porn can be ethical. Porn can be ethical. Porn can be ethical. And like that is front of mind.
And it's a process, it's a process, like when someone gets into the industry, that first shoot might not be their greatest. Over time, they're really gonna get to know themselves and who they are, their identity as a performer, their identity as an adult, as an adult in the adult performer world. They're gonna learn all of that about them, and you can't give that to them in one conversation. It's a process that they're gonna have to go through.
And my latest tactic is, have you seen this flyer for pineapple support? Look what slipped under your door.
We're going to do specific posters for productions you use.
Do you?
We're going to start doing this.
Call me.
Yeah, and as production companies, just do your best that you can. Let your performers know that they can say no. Like,
What I did for
it might
models
not make
who
you happy in
showed
the
up for a
moment.
shoot, for example, no stickers on my head. Well, I said, okay, no problem, you're here anyway. Well, let's do something that you're okay with.
Yeah.
And what I did, I created like a little offset type of, let's do just one-offs of anything.
Sure.
And it was not a series, it was just, and what happened because I was doing this, I created one of the most interesting genres. It was balloons, because one of the models, she said, I said, so is there anything you like to do? She said, I like to pop balloons. So then what we did, at the end of everyone had to pop balloons. Because it was so innocent, eventually it became the most selling item for me at the end. Yeah, because everyone had fun.
Sure.
There was no question, some people were afraid of balloons.
Yeah. I am. I'm globophobic.
Yeah,
Globophobic.
for one person, a balloon might be really exciting. For someone else, that freaks them out and they're
Yeah.
running out the door, you know. So you just never know what is going to be traumatic or trigger for someone, you know.
I've been dealing with anxiety and depression for 10 years, and I actually love adult work, and I've been ever since I was 18, and I'm trying to learn how to navigate, because I'm not worried about anything on set. I love what I do, but when I'm off, I'm off doing my own thing. I'm worried how my anxiety and depression is affecting the people around me, because I do post sometimes about how I'm feeling, because I used to get, replies from people saying, it's nice to know that there's somebody out there, but I'm worried about that affecting my job.
Right. Right, so that you're being honest and real in your real life
Yeah,
about,
but it's,
Yeah. You're tweeting about Japan.
I've been having a lot of, I was stressed out about testing, and I didn't do something right and everything else, and I was so stressed out that I didn't want to come here, and I wanted to bail and go to Japan, and I posted about it, and it hurt people around me and stuff, and I forget sometimes that it offends other people, because all I'm thinking about is myself, and I don't want to,
Yeah, so like as a producer, it was hard when I'm like bringing everybody to set and then seeing a post that's like, I don't want to be here, I should never have done this. And I'm like, well, you don't have to come. And then, no, I want to come. And I'm like, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what the truth is, because the tweet says one thing and the voice is the other. So it
Well,
puts us
please
both in
everyone.
a scary situation.
So
It's because a lot of times I'm worried, because my anxiety and depression, I'm worried that they don't want me around. So I'm trying to do them the favor.
well, I was just gonna say, I do worry a lot about, I understand social media to a certain extent, but working our really innermost raw stuff out on social media, I'm just gonna come right out and say, I think is a bad idea. And I know we do it sometimes in a moment of weakness. You put something out there because you want that validation.
You
want
feel
people to-
alone.
You feel alone.
yeah.
And yet I just have to say,
Yeah.
this is my personal opinion.
No, for sure.
Find people in real life who can connect with you and interact and meet you where you're at and see you over time. That social media is a place, it's a screen, right? And the problem with social media is you don't always get back what you're looking for,
Yeah.
right? We are not necessarily skillfully or carefully mirrored, right?
Yeah.
You're getting people's bullshit, or they're gonna give you advice.
Or they're taking what you say totally out of context
Right.
or wrong. Yeah.
So, I know this is just a simple thing to say, but the inclination, I've had these moments where I just want to go online and just go rah, 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 and it's like, you know what, that just maybe is not the best venue to do that, and that you might do better with a real life interaction to really get the support that you need. It's tempting to do that, but I treat social media as branding, personally. That's how I use it.
Or if it causes so much issue, just close it down.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
But just to say, look,
Write letters.
everything you put out on social media is saying, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is how I want you to think of me. And I do understand how people use it in order to try and make themselves real and accessible and vital.
Yeah.
But when you're really talking about stuff that really, past the front door, past the parlor, into the living room of your heart, I would say leave that shit offline.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I would that would be my advice.
But write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. I was
Write
just
it
gonna say,
down.
I was
It's
just
just
gonna
not
say,
necessarily on the social media part.
yeah, maybe it's an emotional
In the journal,
reactivity too.
and-
Dude,
Yeah.
our emotions can tend to go like this, sometimes within the span of minutes.
Yeah.
We feel really happy, we feel really anxious, we feel really scared, we feel really excited. And if we're constantly posting about that, people are going to take this one
Little
quick
snapshot.
of emotion that we've had, and it's going to get blown out of proportion. All these people are now wanting you to come to their, what do you mean? What are you talking, now you have to like explain.
Right, then
your
you're gonna find these people like,
fleeting-
just kill yourself.
Right, this fleeting emotion that you had, and sometimes, so one of the skills that I often teach people is like the sitting with the emotions, and I know that this is an abstract, sometimes hard to grasp concept. What does it mean to sit with your emotions? But like recognizing, like right now I'm feeling anxious, right now I'm feeling totally suicidal, you know, and then does that wave pass? Obviously, if you're feeling suicidal, I highly recommend reaching out to someone, maybe not on social media again. Because like as Lola was saying, like it is this like really vulnerable part about you, and I think we were talking about earlier, like you might have 1,000 million fans on social media and 1 or 2 friends, and those fans are not going to be, they don't have the tools to help you with the up and downs that you're feeling on a regular basis. So finding some tools. I love journaling. I'm a huge fan of it because if you journal 3 pages a day, they say that you can actually journal out a lot of the negative thoughts.
Yeah, I think I've been using my social media as a journal, and I have to stop that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've grown up with
Well,
it,
because
so.
you're coming from a place of loneliness,
Yeah.
right? When we come from a place of loneliness, what people don't often realize is that loneliness in and of itself is a form of trauma. So when we come from a place of loneliness, we're really trying to find connection.
Yes.
And all of a sudden we're having these really dark down feelings, and we're trying to kind
And it's a pushing people away.
potentially that,
Yeah.
or finding people in your sphere that aren't giving you the support that you need, that make you actually feel worse. So, you know, finding 1 or 2 people that you can consistently rely on, even if it's a therapist or a really good friend, a family member, a cat.
Yeah.
You know, I know it sounds crazy, but
No,
you
that's
know,
not
it's
crazy at all.
important because that is a cat is a mammal. You know, a warm-blooded mammal that we can hug even
Yeah.
in that moment.
I can't hug Sam, but I can hug the cat. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a stand-up comedian who does some porn, so obviously a total masochist. But one good thing about that, oh yeah, it's
Orgasms and laughter.
it's very compatible. And I can always also say, oh, that tweet, I was kidding. That was a joke, you know? You need to understand. But one thing I've been doing in comedy, and I've been in comedy for 20 years, is recently, just this last year, I've been going up to people who are comics, and it's a hard business, and there's suicides and depression in that business all the time too. And I've been saying, hey, I really like that joke you did at the mic, or I see you're in that web series, good, you're kicking ass, so you got on that show, and it'll come back to you. And I need to start practicing doing that in the adult community too, like, oh, I saw you were working for, it's just something I just,
Talk to people and type.
yeah, and not just liking on social media, oh, you work for them,
Thumbs
but,
up means nothing.
yeah, but to go up to them and say, that joke was really
Acknowledging.
cool, because, you know, I like your writing and things like that.
I think the more you project positivity, the more positive you feel as a person as well. So even if you're not necessarily getting those comments back,
Yeah.
it trains your brain to think in a positive manner, and that can be really.
And write those compliments down because it's nice to read them on a sad day. You know, it's just like,
Plus,
I
when you
will
write it down in the
compliment
journal, you know, when you read it back,
Yeah.
at least you read it back.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, what did I wrote? All
And
those
you
things
want
posted,
to start sharing your vulnerable sides of yourself with us in a safe space.
people
Yes.
take advantage of
You
it.
know, right? Social media might not be safe, so you know you're gonna get negative feedback about being vulnerable, and that's gonna create more of a shutdown.
Okay. Thank you
One more
guys.
quick question.
Right, exactly what I was gonna say about social media, it can be cool to begin with, never mind that you're in porn, it's almost like you have a spotlight on you, and people receive it as, look at me, and that some people will just act upon that and go, well, I'm looking at you, and they'll be negative. And you have to have a really thick skin if you're gonna put yourself out
Yeah.
there like that, you really do, or you gotta ignore people, because they will be for people.
The best social media accounts for adult performers is hire a company.
Yeah.
Let them run your social media account. So that way you don't get involved, you don't even read it, you don't even Google your name.
Yeah.
Just do what you do, just imagine it doesn't exist. You don't need to know that 3,000 people wrote something.
Yeah. Oh,
It does
I'm all over the
completely
dirty.
nothing. It helps you with completely nothing.
Don't read the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I-
If they
Don't read
like
the
you or they don't like you,
Get mental.
your life is the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here all weekend.
It's a weekend.
Weekend.
What was your call?